Mm, I think okay, we live on YouTube. That's all that had happened. That's all that happened.
Live on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm going live on TikTok right now.
Okay.
Are we
I
in?
haven't pressed the record button yet.
Okay, that's fine. It started up.
All right, let's get it. Make sure is it still going after
Yeah,
it's
everything's
still
straight.
going?
Yep.
Okay, bet. All right, here we go. Let's get this going. Welcome to Relationship Talks for Men, a series built to help men grow through conversation. So far, we've talked long distance, we've talked love versus lust, and we've opened up about what it means to be alone. Now we're getting into the messiest chapter yet, situationships. Today I'm joined by my cousin Shamar. He's a father, a man of faith, and someone who's been through the thick of it. Shamar or Shameek, why did you want to be a part of this conversation today?
Well, first of all, I wanted to be part of this conversation due to the experience that I just had in life with everything that I be dealing with right now. What I could teach young men about the things that we're doing when it comes to lust, our partner, and how we can, put a guide in our relationships for real.
That's exactly why I brought you on. So let's start with the first segment. This is the blurred beginning, right? Let's start here. What's the first time you realized you weren't in a relationship, you were in a situationship?
I mean, it's many places I can start at when it comes to when I realized I was in a situationship, but I would say it started when I started to notice myself. It came to anything, because anybody that I was dealing with, they was the same as me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and anything that I wanted in life and it didn't align with them, it was really what I was allowing in life.
So what gave it away?
Probably when I first started following God. Um, when I first started following God, I seen that in my real relationship that I had, I wasn't nothing was in line together at all. Like, but besides what we was doing with each other when it came to lustful things, besides when we was enjoying ourselves but not even looking at God and stuff like that. And I started to look at God, and it changed my perspective on life, and it changed my perspective on relationships, on how I should be leading my family and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So what type of message God gave you then? Because it seemed like it changed your perspective a little bit on that.
Message God gave me was to, okay, like I said, I had to look at myself first. And when I was looking at myself, how would I respect myself? Because he says treat your neighbor how you would treat yourself. So how would I respect myself? And as I was looking at that, I'm looking at like, what am I allowing? What am I allowing this person to do to me that I really don't even care about? And he was just telling me a lot. Like every time we get in a situation, I felt like the first thing to fix it was to be lustful with each other. But take that away from the relationship and see how y'all build on connection regardless. That was one part.
Mm-hmm. Stat drop: over 60% of Gen Z relationships start with no official title. Let's talk about why so many people are okay with the confusion. Because it seemed like you just said, take away the lustful. Now y'all got to build on emotion. And if you have a foundation based off of lust, that's kind of confusing. Like it ain't really no clarity on where y'all at. So, do you think men get emotionally attached more than they admit? even in the casual things.
Definitely, because it's a saying that's going around, like girls get so many compliments, one insult ruin their day. Dudes get so many insults, one compliment make their day. Real. And that's very true.
That's real talk.
A lot of people lean on that one compliment. A lot of people don't understand that words really make your day for real. A lot of people don't even get to hear kindness. They don't get to see kindness in their life. When it comes to type of stuff, bro, definitely, bro. They lean on it more.
So have you messed with a girl like that before? Or that statement you just said stands true?
Every single one.
Mm.
Every single one. Every single one. Like
Man, I know
it's
what you
true.
talking about, bro. Like, I know what you
It's
talking about.
you gotta understand, like, we two different beings, be two different beings, like by what we do in life, like everything is genderized, but everybody gotta understand that we all still human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Still the same as in some type of way. And that's just their nature. That's all it is. There's nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to tell somebody they look beautiful and stuff like that. But
Like it ain't supposed to be a just because you're a woman you get the compliment. Just because you're a man you get a pat on the back.
yeah, a lot of it's feeding into your ego, and we're not even supposed to have egos for real.
I think
Take
that's like a subconscious thing too. That whole ego part.
elaborate.
So like you said, it ain't supposed to be there. This is something that probably was built through trauma. Because most of the time, that's what ego comes from, is trying to prove your past wrong, not the person in front of you.
Is that
That's
where
what I
most of
believe.
like you would say that when you felt ego and stuff, is that where you saying that you felt that? I really
Yeah.
only felt ego when I'm trying to get past my jealousy tendencies, if anything. Like I'm
Real
trying to,
talk.
because I hate when people don't see my worth.
Mm.
And I be looking for validation within people that I shouldn't even be doing. Like I have no reason to do that. Because what am I looking for somebody to tell me that I could be the best version of myself? What if that person disappear one day? Then I got nobody to lift me up and tell me that. I gotta stop depending on people in that type of situation.
I mean, after all them people gone, then who's left?
Exactly. Yourself.
Yourself, bro.
It be like that though. It's all good.
But no, like I do agree with you on that.
Yeah. I feel like
Definitely.
it's just everybody takes some type of anything like any type of way. It just all depends on the person. But that's
Mm-hmm.
where our emotional intelligence got to kick in, learning to understand each other in these situationships. That's why most situationships is the way they is. A lot of us just looking at the love we got for each other, but nothing that we got going on in life is connecting with each other for real.
So give me an example of how you would use emotional intelligence in that situation. Shit.
Uh, when it comes to our goals and stuff, I will let go and let you figure that out yourself. That would be the best part of my emotional intelligence. And as I'm continuing to let go, I gotta learn to control my emotions while I'm doing this because it's possible to backslide. It's possible to not
True.
let you want to be yourself. And that's just because I got that understanding, that experience of what we could have versus what we do got.
Hmm. So tying back to that, if we think men should stay in situationships, they know. Actually, no. Tying back to the do you think men get emotionally attached more than they admit it? So a follow up to that: was there a time where it hit you emotionally harder than you thought it would?
Yeah. Um.
That situationship. You like, cause you like, oh, this just a little situation. But I ain't really no title on it for real. But then all of a sudden you get out of it, and you're like, damn, bro, I should have locked in.
I
You
ain't
know, that's
even. Oh,
that's like emotion. I don't know. That's just the example. It probably ain't that, but
I wouldn't start feeling that until I introduced God into my life, because any other time I wanted to backslide, bro, it was to try to just get back. And you know what I
not
mean
even
by
try
get
to like
back.
lock in for real.
You know what I mean by get back, like
Yeah, I'm already
just one more
knowing.
time, like that's it.
Hey, it
That's
be
it.
like that, bro. That's that lust. It be
But then I introduced God into my life, and then He
yeah.
showed me, okay, try to backslide with me this time. It never works. It never works,
Wait,
especially if they
you
don't,
said it never worked when you try to backslide with God.
because it's not built around His word. It's not built around anything that He want me to live around. Because first of all, I'm out of this situation already for a reason.
Mm,
What do you even want it for? You already know why you left. You already know why I pulled you away from the situation. So what do you want it again for?
that is.
So He lets us go back into the situation with Him again, just to show Him like that is nothing's gonna change, because this person don't even want me. This person don't even want better for themselves. So what's going to change? Even if you bring me into the situation, what's really going to change? They gotta want me too, and that's where I've really started to learn. Like, no, ain't no reason to go back into the situationship, even if I keep trying to fix it. But if I was my old self, though, then the situationship would work perfect. It's
So,
like
hey,
repeating
I
history.
like how you said that.
The situationship would work, not a
Yeah,
relationship, though.
because what does a situation not have? A commitment.
A commitment.
A relationship is, and we talking about romantic relationship. We talking about trying to get married. That's when that commitment is there. Situationship, you can come in and come out anytime you please.
Yeah, I don't know about, but
Like for real.
maybe I'm in a situationship right now with life. To
Why
be
you say that?
honest, because when it comes
You ain't got to
to
drop all your stuff on here, but yeah, why you say that? Yeah, because people be people be. I was about to say.
I'm already knowing. Because no, now I'm really just thinking about it, and it's a good thing that I'm having this talk right now. But I'm just thinking about it because
Yeah.
what you just said, like, how do you even know what you want though?
How do you know what you want?
Is it always gonna really be a situationship though with anybody for real? Unless you really try to lock in and say we want to be married. But I feel like we always gonna say that we want something new, and it's just weird.
Mm. So would you say this is for like man, we can go so many ways with that because that's
I know, bro. It's like infinite ways to really talk about a situationship, because as we talking about this, we also gotta understand everybody else's situationship.
hmm
Like, are they really trying to be together through their life? Does it take a situationship first to be in a real relationship?
I ain't gonna lie, I believe so. And for the young men that's listening or even older men, I just really think we all go through that one situationship in our life on accident too. Like me, I thought I was I'm gonna share something a little personal. I thought, okay, you know, I'm gonna wait to have a girlfriend, till marriage. That ain't end up happening, and we didn't even know who we were. We was just, kind of vibing or whatever. And like all of a sudden down the road, we trying to lock in, but I ain't even there fully, but she is, and it's kind of like I'm trying to force myself back into this,
Yeah. So
but it
like,
ain't working.
give me one small example of why you wasn't feeling like you were there fully though. Like, what makes a person not feel like they should be there fully for the person that they talking to?
I would actually say this to my son too. I'd be like, it start with God. You know, honestly, it do. You got to do your work with Him before you even try to get into something that requires His
Yeah.
foundation.
Yeah.
And that's what I say. What about you though? No, what is one sample?
And I would say around the same thing because even with God, like it's always just something new. I learn something new every day in my life. And I ain't really started knowing what I wanted with my relationship at all, bro. Like knowing that we got a son together, I never seen that. It's a lot of just talk within a relationship. It's just like I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, but not a lot of work. And I know God takes a lot of commitment itself, and that's the biggest commitment you could try to do in life. And as soon as I started doing that, it just always felt like I know what I want, or I know what I at least want to reach towards, but my partner don't want the same thing type stuff. It's always been like that with anybody ever since I started going towards God. So I would say God first too. I don't even
Like
know
they
what
not
my
aligning with you.
yeah. And I don't even think it's not even aligning with me to be honest.
Why
Because
you say that?
I don't even think I'm aligned with myself. I'm not my true self. I'm not who I'm trying to be right now.
I feel
Or
that.
at my full potential. So I'm not gonna even know what it even means to be with God right now. And I might feel different tomorrow. So I will
Man, it
always
be
say
a
go,
journey.
yeah, facts. All these situationships with our journeys for real. I feel like every new relationship is a journey in some type of way, even if it's just for one day.
Yeah, them one days be OD. I ain't had a one day yet, but I'm just saying I already know that's man. It's fun for the moment, but
The moment. No, you funny.
for real, bro. So segment 3, the damage of undefined love.
Mm.
Before we do that, stat drop on our emotional roller coaster. Men are less likely to open up emotionally, but experience equal or greater emotional distress after breakups. And this is quoted by Psych Today, 2023. And that distress can get dangerous. So my question to you is, why do you think so many men stay in situationships they know aren't good for them?
Comfortability, bro. Comfortability. Like a lot of people don't want to move around because of fear also. Like we don't even know what tomorrow's gonna bring us. So what does that even look like with a new person? If this person could really be somebody worse or somebody better. But a lot of the times we think of somebody worse because as soon as we think look around, all we see is worse. All we see is the same girl trying to be like the girl that we already got. And it'd be weird. And it's a lot that goes on in the world, but a lot that goes on in the world is common. A lot of people are rare, but a lot of common. So that's really why a lot of people really just be sticking around. And then the people that just be lustful be looking for somebody new. It's always lustful because it's always something new. But we gotta learn to reach for satisfaction.
Mm-hmm. So is it the sex, the fear of being alone, or you think it's something deeper?
All of the above, every single one of them. And it's especially the first thing you said, which was about the sex. A lot of dudes be okay. A lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of dudes really don't be out here getting the kitty. A lot of dudes really don't.
They don't. They
And
body think it is, but they don't.
but a lot of people don't understand that people that they see on social media and stuff like that, you looking at the same person getting reached at by common people, people that they find popular and stuff like that. That's why a lot of dudes not really getting nothing because the girls, it's the I forgot what the word was, but it's when a girl always is like looking higher. I forgot what the term was, but a lot of girls look for higher. They don't look for the common man.
They look for high value men or something.
Yeah, but that's not the word. It's a
That's
word
not the
that
word.
I forgot what it was, but
Oh, I think I know what you like high status. No,
it's a direct term for it for the
direct term.
definition. Yeah, for the definition.
Mm.
But
Okay, so they look for them type of men though.
definitely, and so that's why dudes, a lot of dudes have girlfriends, and they will stick to that girlfriend. And if you find out that they lost to that temptation, it's because that woman was sent. Women don't even reach out to men for real.
Nah, they don't. They be playing games, bro. They be playing games.
Too many, too many to
And it
play.
wasn't like this before either. You do know that, right? This is new. Why is it so common for all of our I mean, yeah, all of our family, they was married. You
Yeah,
know, I'm talking about two generations behind us, not the last generation. It was common, but now it's just like you said, it's the sex, bro. That's really what it is. Cause now is I feel like that's a sacred part of you too. That
definitely
in the
is.
situationship, that's probably the last thing that you should even be giving away because that gives somebody power over you. That says they had a piece of you, right?
Right.
And as a man, that's really one of your, I wouldn't say that's your most valuable thing because you're supposed to be getting your seed out there anyways. And I'm only saying that because what's the whole purpose of a man and a woman on earth? To reproduce, right?
Mhm.
And I would say that, that sex, like you said, it can't be the leader on a relationship.
Yeah, bro. It's really tough with that.
It's tough. Hmm.
That's why it's good to abstain from it, bro. And the world gonna talk to you so hard when you try to abstain from it, but you gotta stay strong.
Yes, it's gonna test you. They're gonna be throwing all type of man, all type of good looking women, all type of ads on the social media. Like
Even the bad looking like the two is gonna be looking like tens. The two is gonna be looking like tens. And this is gonna
hey,
be
for real.
all bad out here, but it is what it is, bro.
Hey,
Temptation
that's
comes from
what happened
everywhere.
when you abstain. Like everything, you like, damn, she look good. And you know she wasn't looking good before, but there's something about her now.
Something about it now. Tripping.
Yes. Hmm. Stat drop: lack of clarity in relationships is one of the top three causes of long term anxiety in men under 30. This is
Welcome to the
Established by Men's
podcast.
Health 2022. You said what, me?
I was talking to our chat. I apologize.
No, you good. And sometimes it goes way beyond emotion. So segment 4, when it turns toxic, right? Meek, have you ever seen a situationship turn violent or destructive? We're talking physically, we talking mentally, and we talking emotionally.
A situationship all the
A
time.
situationship turn violent or destructive.
That's all the time because just to share a little bit about a situationship I had, it was a lot of frustration within itself, and when you always having something built up, and you got this person that you feel like you could take that anger out on, you gonna always do that. And as you continue to do that, it's gonna get worse and worse unless you separate yourself and try to get better with yourself. But I
Mm-hmm.
seen that happen multiple times because and like we was just talking about the intercourse, we'd be feeling like the intercourse be good that we could stay, but how come after the intercourse we go right back into the same situation we was just in, the arguing, the fighting, and all that? So that's obviously that's not even the foundation of this relationship. We just doing that because it feel good to us.
Mm-hmm. And that destroys essentially that's just destructive. Would you say mentally, physically? That's or all the three of them, and emotionally too.
What part? The intercourse?
The
You are.
intercourse part, yeah.
I would say that destroys somebody spiritually and
Mm.
physically
Spiritually and physically, yes.
because a lot of people, as we see, a lot of people being consumed by it. A lot of people are not being consumed by it. Like some people know how to. You remember we was just talking about the 1 days. Some people know how to just go have 1 day and actually feel nothing by it.
Yeah, they pros. Pros
Pros.
at that.
Like it'd be weird. Like you gonna feel nothing by it and you be chilling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the weird part about all. Like we can't be, falling and getting consumed by that type of stuff either.
Mm-hmm. And that's like an energy thing too. Like if you were to rank the energies as far as low pranic energy, which is just low energy, and then positive, which is the highest energy. Are you saying low energy is like you no 1 days, no effect? High energy, we talking about okay, we ain't having sex for about 6 months. Let's lock in and get to know each other.
Definitely the 1 days is below one energy. Like you just,
That's below the low energy.
yeah, you just being a consumer and you denying your godliness. You
Yes.
denying your procreation and you just spilling your seed. Just doing all type of crazy stuff with your own body, knowing that God tells us our body is a temple of His. But not everybody believe in God, so it's even hard to even say that. But the spiritual people know,
They know.
like I'm not really even supposed to be doing this. I'm really just doing this just to feel good.
Hmm. And they and like people be thinking that's the only way to feel good. That's the only way to feel connected or get that experience out of somebody. You know.
Because it's the strongest though. You can't.
You think so?
Definitely, because like I said, if you snatch that out of a relationship, what can a person offer you? That's why a lot of women don't even be with men just for their money. They gotta be able to you gotta be able to give pleasure to your woman too. But
You
of
gotta know
course
how
you
to
want
put it
the,
down on her, bro.
yeah, of course you want the money for the value and the provision and stuff like that. But you really do have to be able to, provide pleasure between each other.
Hmm.
So, but that's why it makes it the strongest. Somebody, that's your innocence. You giving somebody your all for real. So,
Hmm.
but if you take that away, what can you really offer besides the second best thing, which is provision and protection?
Hmm. And I like how you said that. Let's say a married couple, that type of situationship. 9 times out of 10, why is the girlfriend cheating on the guy to go to the Mr. Man? Because he putting it down on her a lot better. She not going for the money because the man already got the money,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. It'd be weird. That's what I'm saying.
That's just weird. Like you got the big crib, you got everything that you've been wanting for, but he just not pleasing you in this one way. And honestly, that's kind of like you said, they not in tune with themselves. Because if you was in tune with yourself, you wouldn't let that urge get that far. because marriage is the top commitment. Like that's like,
You deciding to put your whole life in with this person, no matter what.
mhm,
Like no matter what. No
exactly.
matter what. And it talks about that we finna have to go through that eternally. Like the practice down here feels so tough. It feels so tough to even want to practice marriage. Knowing that it's
Why you say that?
billions, knowing that it's because you already know that it's something new out there, it's something that can give you something different. Everybody, that's why everybody think like that.
Hmm.
But it all comes down to satisfaction. What makes you really satisfied? I mean, you can stop, you can give yourself a limit. Because we really have no limits.
Nah.
But you gotta learn to give yourself a limit. Real man, it's tough out here, man.
I know when to stop, bro. Know when to stop. And I don't like marriage. Not even a. That's not even a part of the American dream anymore. You know, the American dream used to be to get the house, get a good job, have a farm, you know, stuff like that. Now
Yeah.
it's man, I don't even know what it is no more. But
I don't know what the American dream is either, bro. I just
hey,
think I'm
you
finna
got the
just
hood.
take
You got the
I'm finna just take the word American out and just say the dream
hood. The
because shit, I don't even
dream. For real.
I'm trying to be able to dream anywhere from.
Exactly. So a follow up to that question that we asked. So do you think people underestimate the damage of being stuck in that situationship?
What do you mean? It depends on who's thinking about it. I feel like the only people who could say that is the people who's on the outside of the box, people that's looking into your relationship, trying to judge you
Hmm.
and saying that you can do this, you can leave anytime you want, you can have anything you want, not even knowing how you feel. I don't feel like the person in a relationship underestimated at all because a lot of things goes on in a lot of people's head, but you never know what the next person is ready to do at all.
Hmm. I don't know if you saw this one lady. My mom sent me this video. I would play it. I could play it, but my mom sent me this video of this girl, and
Mhm.
she was putting her stuff out there. She said, "Oh, I love to give guys um, STDs or something. I don't know, HIV." She said, "Oh yeah, I love to give guys HIV," and she was proud of this stuff, bro. And I'm watching this. I'm like, is you dead serious right now? And that's like low energy. That's like the lowest you can get. And that's why these situationships, even though one day stands, like fellas, y'all gotta be smart about who you sleeping with, right? Because this is not only an energy exchange, this is a health exchange. Because most of the time, most people don't even know if they got anything. And that's why we're having this situationships talk. Because it's easy to get in one and it's hard to make it out. Because some people be like getting to this point where they like, you know what, since it ain't work out for me, let me go hurt everybody else. Let me go get everybody else HIV, STDs. You ain't see that video, me?
Man, I seen too many videos related to that. So
That
it's
is crazy.
like, bro, the world making you scared to even want to procreate, bro. Like, come on.
Man, for real, bro. You can't. Oh, hell no.
Like, bro, chill, bro. Like,
And then
nobody
you
did
mess
that
with
to
Shorty, she
you.
said, you be like, you how many bodies you got? She be like, oh, I got like two. Next thing you know, shit, you got 30, 50. Like, what?
Standards, bro. It's
Gotta have
really,
them.
man, I don't even know, bro. That video is crazy though.
It's crazy. And she put it out on social media.
They
Happy
don't be
too,
caring,
smiling.
bro. They don't be caring.
They don't.
But who could fall to that? Only the only people that's giving in to it.
The only people that's giving
It's
in
a
to it
choice.
is
It's a choice to go and mess with her, regardless of if she got anything or not.
mm-hmm.
So
So like, if you would say that to a young man, like if you was talking to your son or something, be like, how would you educate him on that whole situationship thing when it comes to, the rules of how to avoid it, what to look for, if it is a situationship, stuff like that.
I would tell my son, um, first of all, be yourself in this relationship and figure out what you want with this person. And don't let anybody else try to judge you or tell you what's going on. Of course, be able to take other people's advice, because a lot of people who do be looking on the outside, they really do be telling the truth, and it's called,
Yeah.
being blindly in love.
Love
But
is blind. Yeah.
yeah, but I gotta let him experience it, because that's one way I had learned. I listened to people, but found out a lot of the times I was listening to people, I was letting them make the decisions that I wanted to make for my relationship,
That's
instead
real
of
talk.
trying to listen to myself. And I understand sometimes I did have relationships where I was being simps and stuff like that,
Yeah, everybody got that. Yeah.
but I still felt like I needed to experience that in order to know how to move regardless. I gotta know how to move regardless, and my son gonna know how to want to know how to move too. But in order for him to want to know how to move, of course he gonna come to his dad and be like, "Well, Dad, what should I do next?" He gonna make his decision on his own regardless. So I just gotta be
So
there
you're not
for him.
gonna tell him, here's what you do. You're gonna be like, or is you gonna give him like a structured feedback, or just let him go experience, because it's learning from his own mistakes.
So if he come to me and he be like, "Well, Dad, I got this problem going on with this girl. I really like her, and this is what's going on." He break it down to me. He like, "What you think I should do?" Well, I'm be like, "Well, first of all, I think you should see what's going on, but from the way that it sounds, my opinion, I let him
Mm.
know my opinion about the situation. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell him like, it's your decision to do what you want to do. Just don't let this be your downfall. And I'm gonna be there to uplift you whenever you fall. That's all I could do.
Hmm.
That's all I can
That's
do.
good advice though, for real.
Yeah, especially being a young boy in this world, man. My
Yeah.
son may experience 100 times more stuff that I ever did in life, and I might not even be able to give him advice on stuff just because I simply just didn't experience it. But at the end of the day, he'd be okay as long as I be okay for real.
Ain't real talk. Be there right by his side through it.
One thing I'm gonna tell him though, don't put your all in no girl, bro. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. You gotta put your all in yourself, bro. Especially knowing a lot of people don't even know they self. People leave anytime they want to. And that's one thing I want him to understand, is that any person that you get in a relationship with, friendships or anything, a person is gonna do what they want to do. Don't put your
You
all
can't
into
change
people.
somebody.
Yeah.
Hmm. No, because I'm thinking, I'm like, well, like you meet a girl. Well, first off, let me ask you. So, would you rather meet a girl at the club? Matter of fact, what? Not even that. Where do you like to meet your women?
So
Where do you
what,
see your women? Where do you find your women? Let me ask you this.
bro? The
Like, real
last,
talk.
the last women that's been in my life, I have not been searching for. They literally been coming to me, bro, and
They
it'd be
just
so
come to
weird,
you and thank you.
bro. It'd be so weird, bro.
You
But
don't even be looking for them.
I can't no more, because anywhere that I look, it feel like the world is so worldly, bro.
The world is so worldly. What you mean by that?
I'm trying to. Okay, if I look somewhere, well, first of all, it's just a lot.
It be they be
Bro,
throwing everything at you, bro.
because look,
Throwing everything.
I don't search because anytime I did search, I felt like it was without God, like it was forced. It was because
Mm.
of what I wanted, but I even right now I don't know what I want in a woman. Like I be even with God, like I know nobody's gonna follow God to the best of their ability, even me. But I do know at least I want somebody who's gonna try. That's really it, just to
So
try.
you not looking for somebody to be like down 100% church every single day. You looking for somebody to try.
Because being a part of the word, like you don't even got to go to church with me. You just got to understand your spirit and who you
Mm.
are, or try to understand your spirit and who you are, and understand that your relationship is with God and nobody else, not even with
Mm.
me, not even the partner that you with. Because I could be with God all I want, but you might not even feel the same.
So has there been women that you were like, man, I just wish you would just turn to God, and you just like, man, you gotta let her go and have that emotional intelligence to just be like, damn, bro.
Okay, one thing I know is that everybody don't have knowledge of God, but right of wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She got to know her right and wrongs. That's it. You're not gonna have knowledge of God. But being with me though, you're gonna have some type of knowledge
Of
of
course.
accountability, responsibility, everything that comes with it. But when it comes to yourself, you gotta know what's right and wrong, and you gotta really know yourself to be with me, because I'm not looking for anything that's just out of the way of God, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So every time, I swear, every time I just like I end up talking to another woman, it really be because of God, and it be because of my videos. Because I don't even put myself out there. Because I don't even talk to people in public. I don't really have uh, a feeling of wanting to even be in a relationship with like even friendships or nothing like.
You
So
locked
every
in,
single
bro.
time, yeah. So every single time it be because of what I'm doing. So if I do get in that relationship, I be putting God first with everything to test this person out, because they can be sent, knowing that I'm not even searching for nothing. If I feel like if I go talking to a girl, it's gonna be because I'm lustful. For real, for real.
I mean, that makes sense though. Like if you searching for some, you just trying to get some.
I can't. Yeah, that's part of the satisfaction I'll be talking about. When it just comes to finding yourself too. I feel like a lot of dudes gonna go through that when they trying to find themselves too.
Yes. That's gonna be one of the testaments that you go through, for sure.
And I'm actually proud of those situationships that I've been in, because it helped me search for a little bit, at least a little bit, what I want in a relationship. So people should be proud of their situationships and what they're going through, and learn to look at it as good rather than this person is not really for me. I need to get away.
Because you got to be gentle with yourself too.
Peace is really important, and it's hard to find.
So would you say that's when you know you locking in, when you found peace with that individual? I'm talking about like consistently, not just a one day thing. Like every day, you be like, damn, bro, I really feel at peace.
It's a lot to be at peace at, first of all. So I would say, yeah, because if you really truly at peace with them, then nothing they do will ever bother you. And regardless of what they do, you will understand that they human. You will understand, like, okay, I could still be there for them in some type of way without this really disconnecting us as humans. Being hateful of each other now, not being able to talk to each other and stuff like that. It's weirdly and stuff.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't be able to see like other party that they split with be with other people and stuff like that. That's where the peace be trying to come in. That's a different maturity level for real. And that's what I'm trying to focus on. Like, because if I can't, what if I really do like somebody and then they got a lot of stuff going on in their life? I gotta be able to drop my feelings and put my understanding above anything. Because a lot of people just be liking people just because they could be with them. But what if you really not able to be with this person? You gonna just stop supporting them? Then you never really liked them. It was conditional love.
God be sending people in your life. That's what it seems like. God be sending people in your life that you know, like you be taking your signs. You be like, okay, well, gotta go. Instead of trying to keep searching and seeing if it worked. You know, you just be taking that first sign, or you be taking a couple. You need a couple more signs to make sure, like, okay, she valid or no.
A lot of times I just say I started saying a serenity prayer, like accepting what I can't control, even in when God sent them in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like He probably do send them in my life, because it's all about control too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if this was a perfect world,
I can't even imagine that.
you can't even imagine it, bro. Everything working out, everybody married,
What
nobody,
does that
no
even look
sin
like?
going on.
What does that even look like?
Like you said, we can't even imagine it. If only Eve ain't get that apple, bro. I play it.
Funny, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's perfect in my eyes because I see the balance. I'm starting to see the balance in life. It's all a choice. Did you just hear that, bro?
Yeah, that's little bro on the back.
Doing too much.
So follow up to segment 5, our final segment. Since we're talking about control, what's the first step to regaining control?
Bro, what is the first step to
What
regaining
is the
control?
first step?
I would say letting go. And letting go can mean so many different things, bro.
Let's name them all out. People gotta know. They gotta know. Let's lay it out. All the things that you gotta let go.
Well, one thing is our emotions. A lot of things that we be feeling right now don't even be the like situation for real. It don't even be really what's going on. It's just like, but it be about us overthinking and giving in to the way we feeling and stuff like that. If we learn how to drop that and simply just talk to each other, then that's when we find that understanding of letting go. Um, like we just said with control too. What I mean by letting go is like really like truly letting go. Like let that feeling go of I really, bro. It's I feel like I'm talking about myself.
Let it
And
flow, bro. Let it flow. You
uh,
helping people at the end of the day listening to this, like,
I'm not trying to talk about myself though.
yeah, I feel that. You trying to give like, yeah.
Because when I say letting go, that's what I mean by it. Could mean a lot of things. A lot of people don't have different situations to really let go,
Mm-hmm.
and my situation could be different from somebody, but it also could be the same. Because I mean by letting go, like um, being at peace no matter which way you go in life. understanding that you shouldn't have regret. You shouldn't be holding on to the past, with trust issues, with the way you live life right now, with your friendships, with your family. A lot of my stuff that I be moving forward with be because of what happened in my past, and that's what I mean by like letting go right now. Also, not being able to control everything. I feel like I always had a problem with control of not getting what I want, and I feel like once I learn how to let that go too, way more things gonna come in that I didn't even know I wanted.
It's like when you drop some, it frees up room for a lot of other things.
Yeah, bro. I don't even know what other people could be trying to let go.
I mean, the ego, the comparability, like, because we just focusing on situationships. So it's like, yeah, like the ego, yeah, bro. That's one of them too. Because you can be in one just for the sole reason you trying to prove somebody wrong. Like, no, I still got it. Or like, oh yeah, I can still go in there for real. But
Feel like a lot of people want that control, and I feel like I'm one of those people. In my life right now, I'm seeking power because I want things to go my way, but I be saying I want them to be for better. But what if I make something better and it end up really being worse? That's where I gotta learn to let go at and understanding my control in life, because I feel like that's where people want to control stuff at. If I can control this is gonna turn out this way.
what are you afraid of happening?
Loss. I'm afraid of losing.
I mean,
I
can't you just
lost too many times in life, and I still be losing
tired
in
of
life.
losing?
Yep. And maybe
I
that's
think
where I can let control in by letting that control go. It's okay to lose. Probably. No, no, but that's definitely, I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of losing a lot. And I
so.
know God be putting me through that.
When you do lose, how do you handle them? How do you handle your losses?
A lot of times in my past, I lushed out. I crashed out about a lot of situations. Right now, I've been just being silent, letting it see how it plays out if I don't react to it. Actually putting that trust in God and actually not treating it as a loss, but a lesson. That's where I've been. That's the path I've been going towards. I would say for about a year now. I wasn't feeling like that at first, but God introduced me to something that's been in my life from time to time. But even then, I still be scared to lose it.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who Sacagawea is?
Yes.
Native American Indian who led revolutions, right? Because you said, kind of go on your point, you was talking about, um, that being afraid, right, to let go of losing something. Sacagawea lost all the time. She lost all the time. She got kicked out. She had to walk miles in the desert. Nobody was with her because she tried to start some, right? And eventually she started leading nations, started leading because you want power, right? I'm trying to see how much power you want because like when you at that top and you trying to be powerful, it's gonna come with a lot of losses. Donald Trump, you see, it's gonna come with a lot of losses. Barack Obama, it came with a lot of LeBron, it came with like everybody, bro.
I've been willing to take that loss though, like all my life. It's always I've been willing to take that loss, but then it's not good to tell your prayers at all. But
You said, wait, say it again.
I said it's not good to tell other people your prayers at all. But this is
Amen.
something I feel I could share because anybody could relate to it. Because one thing I'll be doing is praying that, God, if it's not for me, keep it away from me. But if it's in your will, let it be done. God, literally keep it away from me. And I get mad about it. Now, that's why I say I can share that, because a lot of people say those type of prayers and still get mad about the situation. And that's where I be losing control. Like, I just literally just prayed for this, but I knew I'm still getting mad. Why am I letting that control me right now after I just prayed for it? And God be, God's rejection is protection. And that's where I'm working on myself at ass. I gotta stop doing that. That's where I'm losing on control, and that's where I'm losing on satisfaction at. Because if I'm praying on these things and knowing that it's good for me, why am I still getting mad? I'm not letting control of my life go at all.
That's a superpower, honestly. Not really caring about the end result.
Yeah, man. I see a lot of people that grow old, be 80 years old, regretting their life. And I be feeling that at the age, and I'm in my 20s. How am I feeling that already? I be regretting decisions that I made in my life, knowing that if I never even went through those situations, I don't even be talking right here. I don't even be talking right here right now if I ain't never went through any of my situations.
Mm-hmm. And even in those, bro, even men who listening, in any situationship you get in, think of it as a step forward, not a step backward, because time doesn't afford you to go backwards. We can't go backwards because we don't get that time back. So you only have one option, which is to accept it, embrace it, and exceed it. And this is the whole purpose of this series anyways. Like, we really trying to help men understand the ins and outs of every relationship. Right? This is the most messy one. That's why our conversation has been volatile. It's been up and down, but it's been helpful. We have a lot of key points, right? We talked about Gen Z, right? Relationships. We talked about being emotionally attached. We talked about using God as a leader, right, throughout your relationships. We talked about the damage of undefined love, toxicity, accountability. So, Meek, to close this off, I got to ask you, if a young man watching this right now is in a situationship, young man, not your son, but a young man, what would you say to him?
Depending on his situationship, depending on what he want.
His girlfriend cheated on him. He trying to see if he should, and they've been together for 4 years. I'm just throwing something out there.
And what he want. I mean, what he want to do? Stay with her?
He want to stay with her because he's like, we just built all that time together. Now you want to
Yeah.
go? Like,
he want to stay with her, huh?
he want to stay with her. You know that motherfucker was
Okay.
good.
Follow himself, bro. He eventually gonna get the answer that he looking for. But when it comes to that, I wouldn't share no more information with anybody else saying that my girl cheated on me or anything, because everybody
Hey, for real, keep that shit down.
Yeah, you're cooked when anybody else is gonna tell you this. Ain't nobody else gonna say what I'm gonna say. But I'm gonna tell them, keep your relationship very private.
Yes.
Whatever you got going on, really put her to the test.
Mm-hmm.
And if it occurs more than once, bro, it's a habit, bro. It's just who they are, bro. You gotta understand that and just move on. That's all you really could do. It's gonna hurt at the end of the day, but whatever kills you really do make you stronger, bro. I mean, whatever don't kill you, not whatever kills you. Whatever don't kill you make you
Yeah,
stronger.
whatever don't kill you, make you stronger.
You will be all right, bro. You are not the only one getting cheated on.
So, man, it's plenty of dudes out
But
here, bro.
don't.
Trust me, you're not alone.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. Also, if you decide to not go in that relationship no more, do not do what she did to you to other people.
Hey, That's a good point. Don't do that.
Don't do that, bro. Keep being yourself, bro. There's literally other people for other people. Somebody for somebody. One another for one another.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
somebody
I
for
know
you.
it was 4 years, bro. That's a long time, but still, bro, don't be going
Yeah.
out trying to get your get back. The greatest get back is your own, bro. Focus on, like he said, focus on your stuff. Real talk.
Yeah, bro.
It be hard, but it's life. Situationships happen, but they don't have to define you. Lead with intention, lead with clarity, and remember, if the vibe is real, it'll never need confusion to survive. If this helped you, share it with your brother, your best friend, whoever needs to hear it. We're building a space for men to grow, one episode at a time. Thank you, Meek. Thank you,
Peace and
podcasters.
blessings, everybody.
All right, so we're gonna let this upload. We're gonna let this upload. Yep, and we all good. So I'm gonna be posting little clips out, and it's gonna come out on Friday next Friday. But I'm gonna be